Now, I sort of already leaked a few of these items in my previous EDC video, link up here in case you missed it. Now, that wasn't on purpose or anything. As I was filming that video and editing, it just didn't seem like these items would really fit, mainly because I wanted to give some attention to a few of these products. So in this video, we're going to be talking about my must-haves for the Fujifilm X100VI. Now, I'm always in the hunt for streamlining or making my shooting flow easier. So in come these accessories. Now, one of the first that I bought and actually splurged on was this braided camera strap from Little King Goods. Now, this was pricey, but I know the attention of detail, the effort that he puts into his pieces, and I love his work. I actually have several of his products that I bought from him, and this is no exception. I absolutely love the way that this looks. He also incorporates peak design elements into his pieces, so it makes it super convenient to snap on and off. Now, for some, this may be out of a budget for what it is, and I totally understand. You can essentially grab any sort of camera strap, and it'll do essentially the same thing. So it all comes down to personal preference. So what I'll do is link the exact items that I myself bought and am using in this setup, as well as some alternatives. And honestly, I thought this would be the only thing I would buy for this camera. And boy, was I wrong. Because after using this camera setup, whether it be on trips or even here at home, I quickly realized there were a few things missing. From there, one of the biggest things was what to do with this lens cap. I quickly got annoyed at having to remove and place this cap somewhere in a pocket or bag, get the shot, and then take out the lens cap again and place it on the camera. So in comes this super cheap little thing that I found on Amazon after some research. Essentially what this is like a faux leather lens cap sticker, if you will. It even features a nice cutout, so you still have the Fujifilm branding on there if that's your jam. Now it comes with a little string at the end, so all you would have to do now is just remove the lens cap and it would just be hanging securely from wherever you decided to hang it from. Now initially this actually worked really great. I thought, fantastic, I'm done with any little accessories buying for this camera. Once again, I was wrong. It all changed when I started to use this camera for filming, and the noise of the lens cap when it would swing or sometimes hit the camera became very annoying and obviously unusable. So in comes the latest addition and probably the most expensive accessory in today's video is Polar Pro's Mag Flip Hood. This essentially solved every issue that I had with the lens cap. I think the only downside of this would be the price. This is priced at 130 USD, which is, I deem this as a luxury want item. Of course, you don't have to buy this, but for me, the price is so worth it. You know you're gonna get great quality out of this. And once again, it proves just how magic magnets are. Now, I do wish we had some more of a color option because I do like the silver. I do kind of miss that from the original lens cap itself, but I'm totally fine with it because I love that I can just quickly turn this on, flip this open, shoot, record, whatever, and bloop, close it back up and I'm ready to go. Now on to the next problem I was facing with just the stock camera, was the thread hole at the bottom. For me, my workflow uses essentially everything peak design. So upon placing a peak design plate at the bottom of just the base camera, you block the ability to open up the battery and SD card door. Now this quickly became very annoying. And at this point, I hadn't bought yet the Polar Pro Mag Flip Hood, and I knew that Polar Pro had this really cool package deal with their own base grip, you know, thumb grip, everything, a nice package deal, but it was just out of my budget. As beautiful as it looked, and I know it's gonna be great high quality, your girl is just trying to stay out of debt. So after search or two, I landed on Small Rig's grip handle and it solved everything. For $39.99 USD, this became a great must-need accessory for me. It matches up perfectly with the silver colorway of the Fujifilm. You know, it matches the textured black grip in the front, so it just seems like it's just an extension of the camera itself. Now, of course, it does have a few option thread holes at the bottom. I was able to place the peak design plate perfectly to where, of course, I now have access to the battery door and SD card. Now, this also comes with a magnetic little thumb screw thing to actually put on the actual grip itself. Now, of course, Peak Design does use a different type of key here, but essentially I would never remove this. This is exactly what I need to be able to place this on any tripod or, of course, the capture clips when I'm on the go. And even though my hands are relatively small, I do find that this extra grip here in the front feels really good. Now on to some pieces that were more for the aesthetic look and by no means would like improve the quality of the camera. First up was this cute gold shutter button. that I ended up replacing with this one. I really like the design. I bought this off of Amazon for, I believe, is like $15. Now, actually comparing to others from Amazon, I would kind of deem this on the pricier side because you can get some for like $6 or less, but it came down to the design. I was willing to pay $10 for it, and so far I love the look. And of course, while doing this video and searching for the prices, this is actually $1 off now on Amazon. Now from there, I also ended up buying from Amazon this thumb grip. Now it has this nice black leather textured feel at the top, so it matches with the body of the camera. And you see here, you still have access to all of the wheels. Nothing gets blocked. Now this thumb grip does come at around $15 USD on Amazon, and just quickly comparing it to Polar Pros, which I absolutely love. I love the bronze color option. It looks really, really nice. A few key differences would be that the Polar Pros does come with like a little screw that you can screw on here at the top, so it's like extra secure. But I do want to point out, I have never had an issue of this thumb grip falling off or feeling that it's come loose. But if you want to pay that extra 35 bucks for that security or peace of mind, by all means, you know you're going to get a really good product. I think another difference between Polar Pros and this one is that it looks like Polar Pros might be a little bit longer. The curve seems a little bit wider and has grooves, which I think is a great addition. I do wish that that is something that this had. I do feel that sometimes after long shooting, it does get a little slippery, and so I do wish that I had some type of textured things here. Again, it's a $35 difference, so that all comes down to your budget. Now, last but certainly not least is Polar Pro's 135 Gold Mist filter. Now, this runs for about $80 USD, and I was even contemplating on buying the Black Mist filter as well as this gold one. But after doing some research, I knew that I didn't want to be switching out filters, especially on the go. And for what the Black Mist filter does, if I were really wanting to capture that look, I could do something with changing the settings on the camera, or of course, just in editing. Now, the main purpose of this camera for me was just to keep shooting simple. I didn't want to be overstimulated with options and lens options here and there and making all of these decisions. I just wanted to take this camera out, make it work with what I wanted to capture in the moment, and not have to think, oh, you know what, I want to switch to a 50mm here because I really want to capture this detail. Oh, I want a 16mm here because I want to capture this whole thing. It just helps reduce all of those decisions. When I would take my Sony camera on vacation, for example, I was stressed out. During the whole time as I'm walking around in a new town, wanting to capture everything, I consistently kept thinking, oh wait, should I switch lenses here? Should I capture it with this? Should I shoot a photo? Should I record? How should I record it? And it became stressful. And at the end of the day, I hated what I shot. You know, my brain is consistently making decisions, even like chess moves. You know, if I do this, well, that later will affect this way and this way. And I am tired. You know, so staying on the goal with simplifying this camera setup, I just want to take this out, turn it on, hit record, take a picture, and move on. Now on to my favorite part, which is packing things up. Now I kind of already shown this in my EDC video previously, and so you all know that I'm using the Nomadic Peter McKinnon. I believe this is the 5-liter sling version. Now this year I'm actually forcing myself to use my massive collection of bags and slings, kind of like in a rotation. So I'm going to start with this one first. I really like the way that everything fits well in here perfectly. I think it works well for this camera setup because this is definitely probably the least used bag out of my entire collection. When I first bought it, it just doesn't really fit in my everyday needs. It's either too small where it doesn't fit like my iPad, or it's too bulky and it looks big for just going out for brunch or dinner. It just feels out of place. So I never knew where exactly to fit it. But again, I'm forcing myself to use this when I want to take this camera out and just put some mileage on it, if you will. So with that, this is my current must-haves for the Fujifilm X100VI. Links to these plus some alternatives will be down below. Now some of these are affiliate links, which all that means is that I get a little kickback at no extra cost for you, but this just allows me to then put back into the channel. So I would appreciate if you use those. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one.